Back in November, it seemed like the bad news for Rooster Teeth was kind of slowing down, especially when you compare it to pretty much all of 2019, which has been a terrible year for Rooster Teeth if you've been following the terrible news that's been coming out about this company. I don't want to get into all that right now. Chances are you probably know at least some, if not all, of what's been going on. If not, I conveniently have a playlist amply titled The Downfall of Rooster Teeth where you can catch up with most, if not all, of what's been going on. Now, that said, I was sitting there in November thinking, yeah, it looks like at least the bad news might stop for Rooster Teeth, at least for the rest of 2019. And we'll see what 2020 brings. Turns out that's not the case. We've had more bad news since then. A number of people, most recently, the last few days, are leaving. Big names are leaving the company, whether they've left willingly or been fired. That is still not really too clear. There is a major lack of transparency from Rooster Teeth about what's going on, which is weird because they will comment on some people when they leave the company, i.e. Vic, but others they don't comment on at all. It's very, very weird, isn't it? Well, today, about an hour ago, just about an hour ago, one of the biggest names at Rooster Teeth associated with Funhaus, is Lawrence Sonntag. And here's what he has to say. I'm leaving Rooster Teeth. And we can take a look at his bio real quick. So, he's an American actor, voice actor, show and podcast host, content producer, gaming journalist, and internet and YouTube personality. Best known for his work for Rooster Teeth Productions, West Coast Division, Funhaus, and The Know. Some other information here. He previously worked for Inside Gaming and is a producer for Machinima from January 2011 to February 2015. He's worked extensively with RT and Machinima, having starred in several live action productions. He's regarded as the smart one of the group. Writes a bit, co-hosts a bit, produces various media for projects on the internet, primarily around video games and esports. He also produces video game content on a personal self-titled YouTube channel from a variety of games. He is sometimes known on the web as Sir Lar. And now let's take a look at what he has to say. I believe he mentions that he's going to be streaming on Twitch now. So something like that. Twitch or YouTube? Well, there's the Twitch link, actually. So I see it right here. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to support him on Twitch if you're not already doing that. Let's take a look at what he has to say, though. After 5 incredible years, today I'm announcing that my time at Rooster Teeth is coming to an end. Before anything else, I'd like to thank everyone I've worked with over the years. There are too many amazing people to list them all, but obviously I'll deeply miss seeing James, Elise, and Adam every day. Not to mention all my new friends on the Inside Gaming team. I wish them all the best and have complete faith they will continue making cool stuff. Actually, now I get to be surprised by what they make, which I'm weirdly looking forward to. Now, for the obvious questions that I can answer, why am I leaving and what am I doing next? My reasons for leaving are complicated and probably beyond what a notepad screenshot could convey. The simplest version is that I discovered a number of opportunities that I could I could best pursue on my own, which kind of leads me to the next question. And I get how it looks. I promise I'm not leaving to become a full-time streamer, even if it might look that way for a little bit. I have a lot of projects already in the works for 2020, but it'll take a few months before they're formed, enough to talk about. In the meantime, I want to finally finish The Witcher 3, and I might as well stream it. So yeah, even though it's really not my plan to stream full-time, I'll be streaming a lot in the coming months to try and get through my backlog. So I do wish him the best of luck on that. He does seem to have a huge following, and I think this is probably a good decision. Staying at RT right now with what's going on there, don't know if that'd be a good decision. And that's already set. He's already apparently not going to be doing that. So at least he can stream, and I think he'll be okay with that. But he's also got other projects, like he says, he's not going to be doing it full-time, so let's continue. I have some other ideas for what to do with live streams that I've been kicking around but never had the time to do. Now's the perfect time to explore them. So come see me at twitch.tv/SirLar if you want to see what that ends up being. And Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out, and I'll be danged if a job is going to get in the way of that. If you're still reading, that means you care enough, and enough that I can thank you too. Everything I've done and everything I will do is entirely because there are people that are entertained, interested, or at least go to sleep easier watching what I work on. So thank you for that. Hopefully I can continue making content that's worthy of your time. I think this is a pretty good message, pretty concise and all that. But I do have to go back to this part. My reasons for leaving are complicated and probably beyond what a notepad screenshot could convey. The simplest version is that I discovered a number of opportunities that I could best pursue on my own. You know what? In post-production, I see that some of the message was cut off that you guys weren't able to see. So I fixed that now. If you're audio only and you were looking and you missed it, just know it's on the screen now, the full thing. And I'm going to scroll through this. I do have some things to comment on here, but I'm going to scroll through here if you want to pause the video and read this on your own here. There's page 2 and then back to page 1. So page 1 and page 2. Now I'm going to go back to page 1, but again, if you want to read this, feel free to pause. Or, of course, go on his Twitter, but if you're just watching the video, there you go. It's on the screen. So I do want to talk about this section for a moment, and I'll tell you how I feel about this. So overall, pretty brief, concise message, pretty good, to the point, a little bit of humor here and there, and serious where it needs to be. I think it's a pretty good message. But there is an implication here, and let me read this. My reasons for leaving are complicated and probably beyond what a notepad screenshot could convey. The simplest version is that I discovered a number of opportunities that I could best pursue on my own. So, if you have someone leaving a company talking about other opportunities that they want to pursue and that they're better off pursuing that alone, it seems like those opportunities offered more to him than what Rooster Teeth can, at least right now. And that's not that surprising when you have seen the trash fire that Rooster Teeth is becoming, the massive trash fire that, well, you know what, that it is. Becoming is putting it way too nicely. This is a trash fire. It has been burning, and it seems like they're just dumping the fuel onto it, just dumping it on there. When is it going to stop? At this point, I don't even know. I'm not very optimistic about Rooster Teeth. Towards the beginning of the year, and even the middle, I was a bit more optimistic. I was saying in multiple videos, I would rather them just restructure, fix these problems, and move along in a better light. But now, at the end of the year, when this is still going on, and seeing how they handle the Quinn situation, which I still need to make a final report on that, a debriefing, so to speak. So I will have that coming out, and I still need to make a video showcasing the backlash that Rooster Teeth is getting now, because there is a lot of it. But now there's this update that I got to work on. It's insane. It's insane. I honestly have never seen a company have this much bad news, I don't think. And that includes Bethesda and EA and these gaming companies that have had terrible news coming out. Fallout 76 was a complete mess. That whole Bethesda thing was crazy. And, there's other examples we could go into. But I at this point, I feel like Rooster Teeth takes the cake for all of it. It really might. When does it stop? This is just unending. If you still think this company does nothing wrong, there's no problem there, you are living in the Twilight Zone. Now, catching up with the shout-outs for the last 2 videos, we have Ishra, Deshaun Miller, Sean, Superspeed 21YT, Yodeling Shax, Ishra, Codenex, Sean, Quenisha Lewis, Phantom Ravenwood, and the Lancaster Kid. That's for the Pokemon lawsuit video and the flu-like video. Thank you for your help in promoting that. Truly appreciate it. Feel free to like this video, share this video if you liked it. Leave your thoughts in the comments below if you want. And if you want to take a more direct approach, of course, consider becoming a sponsor for this channel via Patreon link in the description or the join button next to the subscribe button. That's all I have in this report. I will see you in the next one. Take care.